basically, this is your chicken tractor right here, and these are 20-foot by 4-foot beds, with walkways, and so you can put your tractor here. It's a 10-foot by 4-foot, and then after your chicken works that up, you move it here. He works that up, you move it here. He works that up, and you plant. After he works it, you plant. Your chicken's always getting, good ground to work up for you. And and you can do this all year long, and then you can just keep going in the fall, and then you come back and start all over. That makes sense, but you don't turn your chickens loose in your garden unless you're done with your garden, because they'll destroy it. Yeah. Okay. All right, here's my friend in Marble Falls. She has a little bed, and she put the chicken tractor on top of it, and she just took these pictures for me. That's a gold Brabanter or a cream one, I don't know. And then she puts this chicken tractor thing on top of that bed once they're worked up. Here's Josh's. He just made this. I call it a sled. I don't know what he calls it, but he can roll his chicken tractor or his mobile coop up on that sled, and they can work that ground, and then he can move it off and plant in it. Hang on, I want to ask Josh, are you going to is that to fill up with dirt? You fill it up, so you don't actually move the sled? Okay. And then you have a little ramp on each one. Yeah, so you would never have to move, those would be stationary as your little garden area. You go up one, and you got to have a sled to go down the other and go up another though. Okay. Taking care of your chickens, about the only 2 or 3 things that I use is this: vitamins, electrolytes, or you can use Gatorade. And then if I have a coccidiosis problem, I'll use dermycin. But you need to try to keep your chickens healthy. If you guys had any specific questions, I'll try to answer them. I'm not an expert, but I've had a few problems over the years. Don't look if you don't want to see butchered chickens. This is recycling chickens. Some of you guys asked about meat birds. This is a plucking machine. You put 2 birds in, and here they are cleaning them. And unless you're a vegetarian, this is just a fact of life. That's what happens to the bird before you eat it. So there's the finished product. Now we're going to harvest. There's my mother and her 2 sisters harvesting. There's a load of sweet potatoes we got 2 years ago. Just some various produce that we've gotten in the last couple of years. I just wanted to take a picture of it for y'all. We're just about to the end, and if y'all have any questions, you can ask me. The chickens are fun, and you'll love them. You will love them. If you don't have chickens, get some. Okay, the end. I'll start here. Well, yeah, if you turn them loose together, they're going to breed whoever they want to, but, no, not usually. It usually makes your stock more vital, because anytime you cross a line with another line, it gives you the best of both lines. But all of my chickens that are, purebred, I keep pinned unless, like in the fall, I'll let them all go just because I'm not collecting eggs on them for hatching. I don't know any magic number. All of my poop goes into my garden, and it helps it a lot. And I use pine shavings, and those go into my garden too. Most chickens won't, especially these bigger breeds, they can't fly very well. And I would say 4 to 5 feet. Does anybody expert think? I don't think they're going to get out of that. And if you do have a problem, you can clip a couple of their primary wings, and they won't be able to get that lift. A guinea's not going to stay in. You have to have netting on, or your guinea will go out. He'll try to go out, especially in a small area. Yeah. Well, grocery store eggs are washed. I think it's a matter of personal preference, whether or not you want to wash your eggs. I do wash my eggs because I sell them, and my husband prefers that they're washed. Doesn't like to see anything on them before he eats them. But I think it's a personal preference. They'll keep longer if you don't wash them. I would say probably if you wanted the best thing, the ideal thing would be to store them in the refrigerator and then maybe wash them before you eat them. I don't really know. And that's true, and y'all may eat eggs that are over easy. I eat my eggs over hard. So that makes a difference too. If you're going to use your eggs raw in ice cream or something, you would definitely want to wash them. But I mean, I think if you're cooking with them, wouldn't you think that the heat from frying them would kill that, or do you think they should still need to be washed? Yeah, okay.
When you wash them, you want the water temperature to be hotter than the temperature of the egg. So when you rinse it, if you have a warm egg from outside, you don't want to run cold water on it. Carla.
Okay, next. Yeah, I've heard of that too. And she's talking about if your eggs are really soiled and you have to wash them, or you do wash your eggs, that she coats hers with a little bit of oil to keep, I guess, the bacteria out. I've heard that. I haven't ever done it. I do know y'all want to keep your water 10 to 15 degrees hotter than the egg, the temperature of the egg, because if you use cold water on your eggs to wash them, it'll suck the bacteria into the egg. So you want to use warm water, and you can use, it's good to use a detergent rather than, your dish soap. You want to use a detergent, like Ivory, a real soap. Well, shelf life, wow, 4, 5, 6 months in the refrigerator, 40 to 45 degrees. They'll last a long time, but they're going to be flat. They're not going to be stand up. The whites aren't going to be as thick. They're just going to continue to get aged. But you can eat them, and you can use them in baking. They'll last a long time. My grandmother kept her eggs in the cellar in a vat, like a trough, and I mean that's what they ate. So. Yeah, it's best to refrigerator. It's best, it's best because you're going to give them a longer shelf life that way. No. Guineas do what they want to do. You can trick them, and you can try to trick them, and you can learn, and you can follow them around, and they're really tricky. But I do discover where they are, and then I'll take all of, but maybe 3 eggs. And they'll continue to lay there 3, 4, 5 days. But once you've raided their nest a couple, 3 times, they're out of there. They're going to go find a new nest. They like to lay in shrubbery, under trees. They do not lay in chicken nests. Very rarely will they lay in a chicken nest unless, they're stuck in a barn and pinned up. Then they will sometimes lay in a chicken nest, but more than likely they're going to lay in the corner, on the ground.